What's the big old deal, Hoodlum Gang and YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, man. Just lounging today. I was gonna come on here with something else, but I saved that for another day. I was just on YouTube and I seen a video with this Hispanic dude, Mexican dude named Shadow from Modent. I think that's the name of his channel. And he was talking about something that a lot of people have asked me over the years. A lot of squares and civilians have asked me this question, and he had a point to a certain extent, but I'm going too fast. I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. It was about gang members attacking civilians or targeting civilians. I forgot how he worded the video, but basically, for the most part, nah, we don't do it. I mean, as far as I know of, I don't know too many people that's just out here looking at regular civilians walk down the street and be like, got him. You know, maybe as a youngster, as a kid, you know, you may have been just bored and doing whatever in your community, but the older you get, we pretty much only target other gang members, man. And him being a Southern Hispanic, he said that he could only speak for his people, his car, who he ride with. There is cases where blacks have done that, targeting civilians for whatever reason. They may have they may have been robbing them, or maybe they thought they was from somewhere and they wasn't. But you know, we a little more loose than them. But still, for the most part, I ain't been around too many people who just attack random people like that. Like I can't even think off the top of my head when that's ever happened. It's usually, nigga, we suspect you from somewhere and we think you lying to us, so we're gonna get off on you or do our stuff, whatever. But as far as like women and old people and children, definitely not. I've never witnessed any of that. Maybe some of y'all have. That's just coward shit. But back to what he said about the Southern Hispanics not doing stuff like that, and maybe they don't. There is some high profile cases where there is blacks that have done stuff like that, and they are still on the line, the main line, GP. What I mean by that, X-rated for a long time was general population, and they was accused of killing a rival's mother or grandmother or something like that. Now, from the story they tell, the lights was off and it was dark and they didn't know. They just start shooting, whatever the case is. What I do know is, if that was Southern or Northern or whatever Hispanics, they probably would have dealt with their people. They probably would have, you know. And then he could have hit a certain yard, and maybe I heard people was tripping on him. You know what I mean? And that may have resulted in why he eventually went over to the other side. But anyways, this video is not about him. I was just giving y'all an example of where people will harm innocent people. And like I said, it wasn't intentional, at least from the story that they told, but it happened. And I know a lot of times with them, they don't care if it was an accident or not. Like, you shouldn't have done it. However, there are high profile cases in which Hispanics were attacking innocent people in LA. It's a lot of them. I mean, it's a lot of situations where the blacks were doing the same thing to them. So what we not gonna do is sit here and play the victim role, because it was two-sided thing going on. I've been locked up with dudes from all over LA County, and for sure I heard them blacks come out of their mouth and say, hey, we be doing the same shit. They be doing it, we be doing it. So we ain't playing no victims over here. But I wonder how they deal with that situation when some of these Southern gang members have attacked innocent black people. I mean, we know that it happens, but what happens to them when they go to jail? Are they still considered good, or do they still deal with them because that was a civilian? You know, when they was when them dudes from what's that shit? I think that was from Torrance, when they killed the little 14-year-old girl, like jumping rope in her driveway just because she was black. Like, whatever happened to them? And I'm not saying they didn't get dealt with. That's what I meant by I got some questions that need to be answered. He may know the answer to this, he may not. But you can't say that y'all don't do it. Now, you could have said we don't do it without repercussions, and maybe he did say that, because I know people do rogue shit, and just because you have an individual or two doing some shit don't mean that the whole organization was in compliance, in alliance with that, you know. Yes, there's people who do it who still be in GP, and some of them, you know, some of them lock it up. But what happens to those people? What happened to them dudes back in the, I want to say, I think it was the late 90s, or maybe it was the early 90s, when they was terrorizing all the black people in what's that, the avenues, whatever area that is, when they was just attacking people at bus stops. And I think they ran up in that one dude's house, and they knew he wasn't a gang member. It's not even no black gangs over there, so it's not like they could be like, oh, we beef with him and we thought he was from there. Like, they literally was just attacking random motherfuckers. Now, you could say, okay, well, he was grown, so nothing happened to him, as far as the alleged people who did it. But that's not my point. My point is, don't say y'all don't attack civilians. Maybe y'all don't attack Hispanic civilians, but don't say y'all don't attack civilians, because there's a lot of black civilians that have been attacked. I heard of the F-13s doing that, just attacking black people that wasn't even from East Coast. Were they getting dealt with? Probably not, but I don't know. It's not, that's above my pay grade. I'm just saying. He said they don't do it, and he said other races, but you know he meant black. Other races, they do it more. Like, he basically tried to throw us under the bus, not like that, but kind of like, oh yeah, they probably get away with that shit over there, but not over here. But like I said, there's plenty of situations and cases where they have done stuff like that. I know the 49th Street Massacre. I know that had kids involved. That was actually allegedly a black gang member attacking Hispanic people, and basically just whoever was Mexican in the area. And I think a kid did get killed or something like that. And that's unfortunate, man. I'm not saying this stuff is right. And I'm only saying that to say, I'm quite sure that dude probably ain't in PC. He probably on the main line. So maybe he was just referring to his community. Maybe he wasn't saying, you know, you can't attack civilians, period. Maybe he was just saying within, as far as their people, they'll get in trouble. But if it's not their people, maybe it's fair game. I don't know. Maybe if he sees this, he could clarify that. Because I just wanted to know what happens when the colored line is crossed. Is there still repercussions, or is that only limited to your community and your race? But anyways, it's your boy Hoodie from the Hood, aka your friend from that big old end. I appreciate y'all for fucking with me, Hoodlum Gang. That's what I'm calling y'all, the Hoodlum Gang, the Hoodlum family. Thanks for fucking with me, man. Keep on liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. I'm out.